Welcome to your channel, Scream Alive. Today's story is titled The Corridor of Horror. Let's begin. In 2017, déjà vu began to haunt me, an annoying feeling that I had lived through these moments before in all their gruesome detail. On a Thursday night in February, my feet carried me back to my miserable apartment in New Jersey. As soon as I climbed the stairs, I was hit by the smell of burnt rubber and citrus cleaner, a smell I hadn't smelled in years, but it awakened a strange memory in me as if it belonged to someone else. In the hallway, déjà vu struck me like a bolt of lightning. It wasn't just a fleeting feeling of familiarity, but an overwhelming sense that I had lived this scene before. I stopped 5 feet from my apartment door, frozen in place. I knew what was going to happen. The light above me would flash twice, a woman from below would scream and then laugh, and then at the end of the hallway something heavy would fall, making a muffled metallic clang. Everything happened exactly as I expected. I stood there, stunned, no longer afraid, just confused. I thought it was a nightmare, but the next night it happened again. I was watching TV, eating my dinner, and suddenly I knew the scene before it happened. The dialogue, the noise, even the vibration of my phone. Over the course of 5 days, these moments increased. I started writing them down, testing myself, and every time I was right. I knew things that were impossible to know. When Nick would send a message, when the neighbor's dog would start barking. They weren't memories, but alerts to things I hadn't experienced yet. Then the dreams began. I dreamed that I was in my bed and the door opened. Nick entered, pale, sweating, and whispered, "There's someone in the building." His voice was flat, like a recording. I asked him who, and he just stared at me. The dream repeated every night. On the last night, it wasn't a dream. At 3:12 a.m., my door opened and Nick was standing there, repeating the same words. I followed him into the hallway, bat in hand. He pointed toward the stairs. No one was there, but something was wrong. The shadows didn't move the way they should. We called the police, but they found nothing. I told Nick about my dreams, and he stared at me and said, "Me too." Neither of us said another word. The déjà vu ended that night, but since then, I sometimes catch a fleeting glimpse, a memory, a feeling, a sound. I wonder if I'm about to remember something before it happens again. If that door opens again and I hear those words, I don't know if I'll be able to go on. I wonder, is memory just our minds accessing stacked timelines, like layers of wallpaper overlapping? Perhaps the hallway itself is a weak spot, a crack between two realities. I moved 6 months later. I've passed the building many times, and each time I feel a mysterious pull, as if my body wants to stop and go inside. Part of me still believes that something is waiting at the end of that hallway. Not a person or a ghost, but a decision I didn't make in this version of my life. And every time I think about it, I feel closer to making it. If you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel.